Invest, athletes. Invest.
Save your money. Put it in the bank and let it marinate.
We're having a conversation with everybody. Right. We're talking to the coach. We're talking to the trainer. He wants to do ballet. He wants
Not going. No, I'm just kidding.
I was formerly vegan, right, for like a couple months.
Week or two. Ladies, if y'all want to work y'all way to my heart, chicken.
Welcome in, everybody. I am Lauren Moses, your favorite dog mom, pasta lover, but also watching the carbs at the same time, former UVA hooper and all academic team. And this is my big bro.
Yeah, it's your boy, Dezman Moses, former Kansas City Chief, Green Bay Packer, Green Wave, Hawkeye. I'm a dad. I'm a fashionista, if you want to say, self-proclaimed hooper. I got a lot of titles, but Lauren, we got a heck of a show.
We do. We're talking about NIL, these athletes getting some money now.
They're getting that bag. Go get that bag.
We're also going to be talking about gender-appropriate sports participation. So
the do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
could you let the baby girls play? Let the boys dance?
Oh,
Let's talk about it. We're
but
gonna get into it.
Also the eats, the good eats, the meats, the flavor.
We got the meats.
But are they good for you, though, is the real question.
We got a heck of a show. You guys stay tuned. But Lauren, what we going to start them up with?
NIL, name, image, and likeness. July 1st, 2021, these college athletes started making them rain on the athletes. Literally, 100%. These athletes can go out, create these endorsements, create these partnerships with big businesses, small businesses, local businesses. They can start their own business now and be able to profit off of that.
So you telling me back when I was a young Dezman Moses wearing number 6, I seen people with my jersey on without my name on it that I could have been compensated. Yeah. I could have been riding Benzie around campus.
Well, that was the idea, right? So NIL started off by athletes wanting to get jersey sales.
Okay.
They wanted to get video sales from video games as well. Kind of turned into endorsements, brand deals, things like that very quickly. You know what I mean? Our first couple deals came from Boost Mobile, came from Gatorade, came from StockX. And so then it turned into, local booster groups, funding money to teams. Texas.
Big money.
Texas Tech, 100 players are getting $25,000 from the Matador Club.
This sounds like old school NCAA.
What people used to go, yes, what people used to get fired over.
The Wild Wild West. SMU. Probably before your time, but
before my time.
They got Eric Dickerson down at SMU back for, somebody had to drop a bag off, and that's what it's come to.
Mm-hmm.
These kids now, and we talked about it affecting recruiting, if that's a good or bad thing, but can you stop it? It kind of started in California and quickly made way, but could you have NCAA equal playing field, recruiting field, if all of the universities couldn't take advantage of it?
Because it's very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the NCAA can get some control over it because right now they do not. They have, very temporary policies in place.
Yeah.
And they don't have any control over who's giving out this money. Although after those boosters came around, they did say, all right, we cannot impact recruiting because they are still amateurs.
How do you draw the line there when it comes to the money?
You have to create rules. There are literally no rules right now with the NIL, which is why I'm saying that recruiting is changing. It's changing the landscape. If one Matador club, which is obviously Texas Tech, but if one booster club is giving out $20K to every player, does that mean the next University of Texas is going to give out some more money just so that they can compete to get the best athlete?
That should work in theory, but we know that the NCAA and the universities, they're great at following these rules as they've done over history. What would it look like for you if Lauren Moses, they had 22 jerseys around UVA campus, you was getting a monthly bag?
That is amazing. I mean, this is something that I've always wanted for athletes. Obviously, when I was playing, I would have loved to have it. We started getting stipends, I believe, after my...
And well-deserved.
Thank you. I appreciate that. After my first year at the University of Virginia, we started getting these monthly stipends which were going towards our rent and going towards our bills and things like that. So I was grateful even for that.
Sure.
But the opportunity to create a brand around my product on the court, my product off the court, and be able to build up wealth off of that as a college athlete, that's literally a dream of mine.
Wow. So you've been dreaming about this day and it hasn't come to fruition.
It has not.
I think back to when I was an athlete and how difficult it was sometimes post-game. We just played a game on ESPN. We just got back. Cafeterias closed. We literally had to figure out ways and sometimes link up with our brother to say, hey, how much bread you got this week, man? Can we try to, you think we got enough of McDonald's for all of us? And try to make a way. And it might seem funny now, we were young, we didn't have much to think about, to worry about. But I know these kids now and in the future, they won't have to deal with that type of stuff, especially with these lucrative contracts. I just hope it doesn't get out of hand to the point where the athletes are making more than the coaches.
Some of the brand deals have gone to walk-ons, which I thought was really dope because, walk-ons have a lot of them aren't on scholarship and they have to pay for school. So paying for school, paying for food, even paying to just keep up with the lifestyle that these college athletes are going to have now is going to become a stressor.
And I'm going to be totally honest with you because, we got to be honest with our people.
Honestly, the best policy.
I was a a-hole, for lack of better words. I'm trying to imagine if you threw money into that equation, college Des.
What does that
They would have had
like?
me on Sports Center with my tail out.
But what was something in college that you wanted to buy yourself and you couldn't?
Everything, but that was part of the experience. It was the fact that we didn't have the money. We weren't pros yet, which brought us closer as a team, as a brotherhood. We had to depend on each other. We had to lean on each other. And I'm thankful now, looking back, that I didn't have to deal with this because this will be a new obstacle for them. Yeah. Trying to figure out the money side, trying to keep these kids under control, just having that pure aspect between myself, my teammates, all of these things that we were playing. And the best guy was playing, not because of some NIL deal or popularity contest, which I think it'll become. But we'll see. The future will show.
A lot of them are getting agents now. A lot of the universities are hiring outside parties to come and educate these students on financial literacy, like taxes and like things that you're not even taught until you just go out into the real world.
They're going to get that bag though, and I ain't mad. And I'm not mad.
Invest, athletes, invest.
Save your money. Put it in the bank till you got time.
Yeah, for sure.
And let it marinate.
For sure. There are some things that have happened in our community that are still left unsaid, right? Yeah. So did you know, Des?
Did you know?
In 1921, the Tulsa Massacre took place, obviously in Tulsa, Oklahoma. White mobs with an S, descended onto this beautiful, Black, up-and-coming, thriving city. Yeah. Tore down businesses, tore down homes, tore down everything in the city, and they have not gotten anything.
Yeah, this is disheartening, but this still just pissed me off to this day, As a proud Black man, as an investor, you understand how difficult it is to really make a business successful, make it work, especially for these Black families, owners, businessmen, and women at this time. The hurdles that they had to overcome for all of that to be wiped away and taken away by some mobsters, some gangsters. Let's call them what they are, thugs. They try to put the cute names on it, but let's call it like it is. It was taken away by these folks, criminals, and there has been no reparation. There's been no repayment. There's been nothing done to pay back.
This is started from the bottom type situation, right? And so they start from ground up to create everything because not handed. No, there were no handouts.
No handouts.
In Tulsa. From the bottom all the way to the top. And for discussions about this to not be brought up within the school system, within our history classes. I didn't learn about Tulsa Massacre until I was in college.
Wasn't part of our history class growing up. It wasn't.
I mean, I'd be devastated, just like these families, just like these individuals that were in Tulsa at the time, they had a lot of strength, Some of them stayed, some of them didn't, obviously, but I would like to think that I would stay and try to help to revitalize what was. Right now, I think action would have to happen before any of that. I think back then, news cycle obviously is not the same.
So much propaganda. I mean, do you get out the real message? But, I think anger would be my number one. At that point, I'd be ready to go, I'd be ready to go because
I think the reaction from the Black community would be
for sure to fight, stand
different, up. Way different, yeah.
To stand up and fight. That's a Black eye in our history, but something that's real for us, something that meant a lot to the Black community. What do you think now, being 100 years later, the anniversary was last year, 2021, what could the government do?
We're still waiting for acknowledgement to be offered anything for what they went through.
Give them a check. That's what I want to see. Give them a check. If we want to talk hypotheticals, Here's a real solution. Give them a check, because we've known over the history of America, there's been reparations that have been paid. That'll be the start. But financially, that's a way that you can uplift our people.
Talking about earning, your keep. We're going to transition here into gender appropriate sports participation because we're seeing a lot of girls, I would say more girls in football than I would say guys in another sport. But on social media, you see it all the time, whether it's a kicker, whether it's a quarterback, a girl is playing a male-dominated sport.
I don't love it. I don't love football for young ladies, and that's just me, because I think partly football is inhumane, a sport I had to play for a long time. The things you go through physically, what it does to your body, not only your joints, but you got to think reproductive system as well for young ladies playing a physical game like that. I'm all for equality, but the violence of that game in particular, my daughter, I hope she never comes to me and says, "Daddy, I want to play football like you."
Yeah.
Because I probably won't be as supportive as I will for other sports. But I think athletically, women can do anything, and little boys should do anything that they want to, especially if that means expressing themselves.
I don't think I'm on board with my child playing football, boy or girl. So that just takes that out of the situation. But I think the other side of this is boys being in ballet, boys doing dance, girls even wrestling. Like I don't think that's too out of this world to think that cannot be a thing, right? Because we see now we have women's wrestling at a lot of universities. I would say shoot for the stars. If you could believe it, you could be it, right? Yeah. And I don't think that gender should stop you from doing it. However, a lot of times it does stop little girls and boys from playing or doing whatever they want to do because it's in the rules or there's no team for it. So you can't be on the boys' team because you're a girl, or you can't be on the girls' team because you're a boy. There just has to be a separate team.
Well, what if it was your child and maybe she's in high school and you understand that there may be some backlash, some things she has to deal with going into a sport like football, being a young lady, being her in the locker room with all little boys.
Yeah.
Let's be real. What would you tell her then? Would you say, okay, baby girl, go ahead and play this sport? Or would you be reluctant to tell her to, based on the consequences of what may come with this?
I think I would have a conversation about, my worries.
Okay.
I think there would be like, I'm going back to my mom and dad days. Like we're having a conversation with everybody. Right. We're talking to the coach. We're talking to the trainers. We're like making sure that everyone, like she is aware of what she's getting herself into. Right. And just try it. I don't know what it's like to have a child, right? Like I couldn't see myself like, no, you cannot do that.
Sure.
But if it was me, I feel like I would try it and I probably wouldn't like it.
Sure.
And so I would stop. But I just want to give I feel like in the future, I would want to give my children choices. I want to give them options. I feel like we're already so men versus women in life.
Right.
If we could be integrated more in spaces when we're younger, I feel like it would be so much more acceptable to see women as CEOs, so more accepted to see men. I'm trying to think of what they don't have. Like, I think men get a lot of opportunities in life. And it's just like, if they were used to seeing women in higher up places of position, of power, I should say, then I think the acceptance would be there more.
Okay.
Let's talk about you. Future son. Mm-hmm. He's, young teen, maybe let's say 12, preteen still.
Okay.
And he wants to get into dance. He wants to do ballet. He wants
Not
to.
going. No, I'm just kidding.
What? No, but seriously. But what do you want to do? Or cheerleading, even.
For me, I'm focused on often is checking your ego at the door. It's not about me. I would truly look at my daughter or son, and I would encourage him. But like you, I would tell him, okay, these are the things you want to be careful with. You might have to look out for. This is what may come with it. Are you up for it? I'm all about being real with them and having a open conversation, dialogue, because if they know what to expect and they can choose to do that, I'm with it. If they're fearful of the consequences, I'm going to be a dad. I'm going to be a protector. I'm going to say, hey, let's try to go a different way. But let's, or maybe come up with a plan. But that'll be a difficult one. I'm always going to support mine, though, 100%, because that's what makes us individuals is being different, no matter how you look. If people would always judge me and assume that I move just the way I look, I'd be in trouble because I could.
That happens a lot in sports. I mean, every time I go somewhere, oh, are you a basketball player? Are you a volleyball player?
Right.
Or are you this? Are you that? And I'm like, and I always just say not anymore. And it's just like, it's just always so awkward. But a lot of times we're judged on our outward appearances. And so preparing for the future of, you know, a child in that in specific sports, you kind of have to have those like sit back moments where it's like, okay, how could this go? Good or bad?
It'll be difficult. It'll be a tough time, a tough conversation, but you have to have those with your children. You have to be honest, and that's part of parenting.
Because you know me. I like some food. We got to get into the good eats. The meats.
Okay. We have the meats.
So you may or may not have known, but I was formerly vegan, right? For like a couple months.
Week or two.
And I integrated some fish in there because your girl needed some protein. And then eventually chicken.
Let's not skip over the fact that she was vegan when I seen her eat the chicken. I have receipts. So
I was not vegan then.
Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to pull them up on Twitter. I'll let y'all see mid-chicken wing bite. But we love her, though.
I was confused, okay? And I never even like to say I was vegan. I never like to put a name on it. But either way. So chicken, steak, or fish, what is your go-to? And how do you like it prepared? Give us the details.
Steaks easily last.
Okay.
Chicken and fish that's a toss-up for me because I'm a sushi lover. I love the sushi. I can eat sushi 2-3 times a week. So fish and chicken, I mean, big chicken I can eat every day. So I'm going to call that 1A, 1B.
Okay.
But I'll put chicken slightly ahead just, you know, for the culture. We know how we do about chicken.
You like baked chicken over everything?
Baked chicken, yeah. With the hot sauce on there. Yeah, my mom makes it just about right. She puts this little garlic, you know. Ladies, if y'all want to work y'all way to my heart, chicken. Put me up some
with
chicken.
With some garlic on it.
Put some chicken together for me. And a little rice, little green beans. I ain't going to tell you how to make it, but, you know.
Can't give it away too easy. For me, it's fish all day, every day.
Fish?
I like fish.
Fish lover. And
then it's chicken.
Okay,
but specifically for fish, I like salmon a lot. Okay. I can eat that very often.
For the viewers who aren't salmon lovers, how do you cook it? How do you like yours prepared?
Air fryer. Invest in an air fryer, everybody.
Okay.
You can put everything in an air fryer, especially if you get the ones that have the different settings, bake, roast, steam.
You don't care, just long as it's
in the air fryer.
With the honey and any dipping sauce?
Mm-mm.
Any special side?
I mean, you could switch it up. You know, green beans, butternut squash, rice. You could put it over some pasta.
Okay.
Some pasta. But yeah, no, I'm not picky. I just need my salmon right. Moving along to our last segment, we got to get into our favorite segment, the fundamentals.
The mentals. It's all about the mental, baby.
All about the mentals. And we talk a lot about social media, right? I feel like it's on the fingertips of us all. But how much social media can someone actually take?
Scientists are saying people are becoming addicted to social media. I mean, the repetition, the habit. I've caught myself just opening my phone and repeatedly going back to the same. I mean, have you done this?
1000%.
I'm like, I have a problem. I'm like trying to check myself. Like, I need to put my phone away. But let's talk about it because I'm not the only one that's dealing with this type of issue.
Yeah.
People are becoming more and more addicted. Their lives are revolving around social media. The effects are clear, not only on your eyes, but just actual life. There's a lot of people that's living to portray some life on social media, but that's not really how they live. Well, what do you think?
Well, that's social media, right? Like, what are the things that we see on social media? Okay. We're seeing Instagram specifically. We're seeing pictures. We're seeing videos. And it's what people want you to see of their lives. It's not their lives.
Cropped. It's a cropped picture. It's not the whole picture. It's not their actual lives. And I think this is something we need to clarify because people they're doing the most to try and portray this is not real. A lot of these people aren't living the lives that they're putting off.
Yeah. So what I did was literally cater my timeline to things that served me. So I you go on unfollowing sprees every so often. Yeah. Like, I think that truly matters just to mess up your algorithm a little bit.
Yeah,
like, take out everything that isn't serving you, that's not helping you get to where you want to be. So that's what I did personally. But honestly, I would really say to delete the app. I know I personally haven't done it yet, but I know a lot of friends.
Y'all should do it. I'm not going to do it, but y'all
But no, because of my friends' experiences, they have said similar things as I'm just scrolling. And beyond the scrolling, it's the comparison.
Okay.
If you find yourself actively comparing yourself to somebody on a screen on your phone, I think that's the time where you need to go ahead and delete it and just take some space for yourself.
100%. Because you have to be you. And again, understand these people are, this is put together. This is cropped. This is an image that they want you to see. This is not how they're living.
Yeah.
And especially for the, young students or children who are impressionable, even adults.
I was gonna say.
Even adults who struggle with self-confidence. I find myself even like, man, I'm 33. He 33. He a billionaire. I'm lacking. Live your own story, your own journey in your own time, and understand it's a process and fall in love with yours. Tell me this, Lauren, because we all had it, and we're all human. Your most toxic social media moment.
Ooh.
Because I'll block people. You know what I'm saying? I'll make a
blocking isn't toxic, is it? Let me see. I'm trying to think. My most toxic. I mean, probably just making.
Something came to mind. What was it?
It was making another Instagram page.
That's pretty toxic.
I have definitely made a second Instagram page just to watch something on someone else's, so that they didn't.
I knew y'all ladies be doing that.
So that they
knew it.
So that they didn't see that I was watching it on my real page.
I knew it. Sisters confirmed it for me.
I don't know if that's too toxic though. Is that toxic?
Y'all get off my page. If I blocked y'all on the first one.
Okay, then you.
Me?
Yes.
I mean, I like to sub tweet. I like to, make little quirks. I turn into a philosopher when I'm in my feels. So if I'm beefing with you in real life, check my status. I might have a little, you know what I'm saying, one-liner, two-liner, and you'll know if I'm talking to you.
Gotcha. Okay, I think that's toxic for sure.
It's pretty toxic.
But outside of that, social media has its perks, right?
Sure,
you can acquire a bunch of followers if that's your goal. If you are trying business, set up business accounts, create followers off of that as well.
Burner accounts. In Lauren's case.
Hey, ain't nobody said a burner account was that bad, okay?
Social media, I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly, we need it right now. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of our society. And yeah, you got to make the best of it while you can.
Well, without social media, these college athletes wouldn't be getting paid off of NIL deals, and the trolls would have no life. So, in a way, thank you, but not really. But thank you so much for watching this show. I am Lauren.
It's your boy, Dezman Moses. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Check us out next week. We'll be back.
Oh, I got into it too much. Watch the cars, though.
Watching the cars. Trying to watch my...
Watching the cars, though. And then I forgot about that I was an actual basketball player.